Hello and welcome to everyone out there in the YouTube community. I'm going to start today's channel. It's a brand new channel, as a matter of fact, that I decided to start because of this article right here on the screen that you guys see. And well, today we will be talking about human-animal hybrids, which are called chimeras and have been present in literature and in ancient texts since there has been any recollection or evidence of writings, not only writings but also hieroglyphics and art or symbols that quote unquote ancient people left behind. All right, so or people from the past have left behind. So we're gonna go in a little bit in depth into all of this new technology that is helping us create these hybrids, this chimera, this human embryos. And today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2017, and we'll be discussing this. As you guys can see in the screen right here, this article that you can, as you can see on the top, it was posted from by nationalgeographic.com. There's other, if you can call them, professional outlets out there that also posted this news. First time I saw this information was on the, I think it was on a channel, I think it was on Fox. CNN also posted articles, and they posted a segment on this new type of being that scientists were able to make. So look, let's go ahead and read the title here. It's a human-pig hybrid created in labs. Here are the facts. All right. It's got a subtitle there. Scientists hope the chimera embryos represent key steps towards life-saving lab-grown organs. So according to scientists, the whole purpose of creating this embryo was so that we can help other human beings who are having problems with their organs, who are having organ failure, so that we could eventually create these new beings that are half human, half animals, that are able to naturally grow their own organs, which are compatible with the human organs. Eventually, we will be farming these animals and taking away their organs to help us live for a longer life or extend our lives in the form of a transplant, or getting their organs and transplanting them into a human body. All right, look, let's read. Let's go ahead and continue reading right here. This pig embryo was injected with the human cells early in its development and grew to be 4 weeks old. So as you can see the picture right here, the embryo in the picture is a 4-week-old embryo right here, and it's forming right now. And scientists have already confirmed that it's half human, half pig. So this chimera here, this human hybrid, is a pig/human. Alright, so now as you guys can see, they start going into detail on how they're making them, and there's a video here. You guys go to nationalgeographic.com, and you guys could search for that article, and you can see how they were testing the animals, and they're testing the organs right here to see if they were able to reach this point in time when they were able to create a. Now the scientists have confirmed that yes, in fact, they have created a new embryo. Alright, so as you can see right here, look. That's now one step closer to reality. An international team of researchers led by Salk Institute reports in the journal Cell the team created what's known scientifically as a chimera. There's a word right there, chimera. An organism that contains cells from 2 different species. Alright, so scientists just a few decades ago were saying that there was no possible way that 2 different species could mix, and that it was impossible and it could never happen until today, making us understand that hey, we have reached a point in time where technology is surpassing what basically the natural law has established since the beginning of time. All right. But that's another point that I wanted to make. Has natural law always been like that, or have chimeras existed in the past? That's basically part of why I wanted to create this video. So let's go ahead and take a look right now at some pictures that I downloaded. Alright, let's go ahead and look at some of the pictures that I have here on screen. Alright, the following picture I have here, this right here is, as you guys can see, a chimera. This is a half human, half cow. I suppose it's a half cow, but this right here is an ancient statue of an emperor, a king by the name of Nimrod, that used to rule over an empire, one of the biggest rulers in the world, if not the biggest ruler to ever exist in the world. His name was Nimrod. There's mentions of him in the Bible. There's mentions of him in other old texts. There's a book that you guys can get if you guys have an opportunity to check out that book. The book is called the Book of Giants, which is a fragmented book. It was found in caves recently, and it actually mentions his name, and it actually talks about him being a giant and being not human. Alright, there's other texts that also mention Nimrod, but I want you guys to check this out right here. Alright, so let's take a look at Nimrod right here. You guys can see the picture right here. He has wings. Oops, my bad. Alright, let's go back to Nimrod. Wings right there. He has hooves, like a horse or some sort of cow. Alright, so he already showing 3 different type of elements from different species right here. He has a human head. He has a bird or some sort of avian wings. He has wings like a birds that fly, and he also has hooves or the body of a cow. Not necessarily a cow, this looks like a mix of something else, but that looks like either a horse's foot or a cow's hooves or something like that. It's not really clear, but this is what is clear in this image is that the statue has 3 elements right here, which are all from different species right here. Okay, and these are statues that the ancients left behind. So I mean, they've been talking about chimeras and human-animal hybrids since back in the day. So this is not something that's new. This is just something that is coming back. All right, so let's look at more pictures that I got off the internet right here. And one thing that I want to make clear about what I'm looking at right now, the Nimrod picture, the things that we're looking at right now is that this being was noted down in different books and in different texts, and even in tablets and in ancient scrolls we find beings like this. This one is a really popular one by the name of Nimrod. He used to rule over Babylon. Alright, he used to rule over Babylon. Even the Bible mentions Nimrod. So one thing that we're going to make clear from the beginning is that this being, which is a chimera type of being, which has all 3 factors, human and a bird and some sort of land mammal, this type of beings were very powerful and were very famous. Everyone knew them. They were something else, right? They were not your average human being. All right, let's go look at another picture. Right? This one right here looks like it's got like the head of a type of eagle. If it is an eagle or some other type of bird, it's got adornments like I don't know, some type of adornments that I have to check more into that, but it looks a little bit Babylonian to me. Look at his hands right there. It's got human hands. It's got an arm. It's got the shoulders of a human, but it's got a head of an eagle or some type of bird that resembles an eagle, and then it's got wings. All right, so yeah, birds do have wings, but the connection we're trying to make here is that it's a human. It's got the human arms, and it's got the animal, or in this case a bird, head. Okay, so that's another one right there. Now we're going to this picture that I got off the internet, and this one's more of an Egyptian type of art. It's not Babylonian. And there we see a human, full human being. Just looking at its features and its proportions, it's a full human being like any of us. There's another human right there. And here it is. We have another Chimera creature, which is a human body and the head of a bird. Alright, it's got the two elements right there, and it's got a tail right here. Seems like a lion's tail, which gives it a third element. Alright, so three elements right here. This one in particular is a really popular and really famous being from the past. This one's name is Thoth, or Thoth, which you'll find them in other texts, and other ancient texts, and other really important scriptures from the past. This one right here is basically one of the base beings who gave us all of the information that we know. You can find them in the Emerald tablets. Supposedly the Emerald tablets were written by this creature right here, Thoth. Alright, and Thoth is known to be the creature that gave us thought, like the creature that actually made us think, thought, ideas, all of that. Introduced a lot of what we know, the modern day system, this matrix on how we think, was introduced by this creature right here. And as you can see, it's got the sun and the moon on its head on the top. Okay, alright, let's go to the next creature right here. This one is from the Aztec pyramids, architecture they left behind, and this one was not necessarily human hybrid, but they do depict them as a chimera in some other pictures, as a person that had that could speak, but was more like a dragon snake. And these right here are supposed to be feathers. So it's a reptile, a dragon. Here's a reptile face, and these are the feathers right here. So it's a feathered reptile. And you know, feathers are known to be from birds, not from reptiles. But then again, there's dinosaurs, or theories of dinosaurs that had feathers in them, which resemble this guy right here. This is from the Western Hemisphere. This will be from the Aztec culture. Alright, now let's go to this one's right here from ancient Babylon. Now this ones are really extreme right here. This creature in the middle right here that I'm about to highlight, that one right here, is really interesting because unlike the rest of the chimeras that you see in Greek mythology or in Egyptian mythology, this guy right here has a body of like an insect, like a cricket, some sort of cricket. Alright, so letting you know that in the past generations we have reached a point in time where they actually made human insect chimeras, which are a little bit more different than what we've seen in Greek mythology or in Egyptian mythology. Alright, so this one right here raises up a big question, like what is this thing? How long did it take for them to get from human animal to human insect hybrids? And makes you think where in their timeline and how much of how good of technology that they have. Now, when it comes to technology, we have to look at some other factors which come into the map and help us understand a little bit on how this works. So let's go ahead and go to the internet right here and check out what the word splice actually means. Okay, so alright, we're gonna search for the definition of splice. Alright, so we have to understand what splice means. Oh, there it is. Alright, splice. Joined or connect. To join or connect, right? A rope or ropes. When you intertwine or you tie two ropes, when you interweave, there it is, the strands. That's basically what you're doing. You're splicing. You're joining two ropes. You're joining two strands, two DNA strands together. Now, in modern day times, how do you do that with a DNA, with the very fabric of what makes us up, our matrix, our code, our genetic code? Um, that's what the scientists are currently working on, and they're currently trying to achieve to make chimeras, modern day chimeras. Alright, now we also have to look at this video right here. I want you guys to see this video here. This has nothing to do with chimeras, but this is just a representation of how vibrations work. I want to press play on this video, and basically this is vibrations. Alright, and all of this, I'm telling you, is based on the theory that we are all vibrations, that everything around us is vibrating, that we are all vibrations, alright? Everything, alright? So, then I'm gonna have to go back to scripture and tell you guys about how I'm connecting these dots together, alright? And how God said in the book of Genesis, God said that in the beginning everything was just a void, right? And He separated the seas from the skies. So He started separating things. Alright, now keep in mind splicing, okay? Splicing, joining or connect, two ropes together. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that it's a vibration. Check it out. This thing starts. They apply some form of vibration to it, and there it is. Naturally separates. Boom, and it quadruples. Alright, you see it's still vibrating, then boom, it separates again, and it starts forming more and more and more. And all of these separate entities right here are no longer that one, but they've become different, and they are vibrating different. And if you keep this vibration going for a long time, they'll start creating more and more little entity spikes, which will eventually be their own type of form or object. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys that happened to us since the beginning of time. God started separating the fabric of space and time, or God started separating, vibrating everything into creation. So all of this is to keep in mind that we are all one with everything, with the sun, with the grass, with rabbits, with the moon, with your families, with water, with everything around here. What's happening right now is alchemy, splice. They're separating and joining molecules and cells back together, okay? That's what's happening. So let's take a look at that video. We reached a point in time where we separated. We vibrated to a point where we separated. But then we are going to reach a point in time where the vibrations, the dance of this dance that the universe is doing, it's going to bring us all back together, okay? This, or eventually we'll be that one all over again. Okay, so it's all vibrations, guys. This has to happen like it happened in the past. There has to be human-animal hybrids. Alright, the bad thing about it is what we don't know yet. And I'm about to tell you guys that right here. There's a bad thing about it, which it happened in the past, but we are not really aware of it nowadays. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up some files that I have here and tell you guys how alright, let me see. Alright, so this right here is a picture of ancient chimeras. These are more from the ancient, this one has an Egyptian garments right there. This one's look Greek or Roman. And as you can see, the Romans and the Greek mythology, they left a bunch of chimeras images behind, even in statues. This one right here is a centaur, so that's like a half horse. This one right here, half horse, half human, and it might have another factor to it from another animal that we just don't see right now. Okay, this is a lion slash some sort of goat. All right, now since we only see them in paintings and in statues, it's really nothing to us right now. It's just a drawing. But these animals and these creatures, according to ancient texts, were not your ordinary creature. They were not. Basically what I'm trying to say is that they were not brute. They were not dumb. Actually, it's the very opposite. They were able to create, or these creatures were able to achieve a consciousness level that was much greater than ours, and they had an intelligence that was much greater than ours. With that said, they also had a force field that was nothing that we've ever seen in our lifetime yet. Right? We'll take a look at this one. That's a female face. It's got the wings of like an eagle and the body of a lion. Right? It's got 3 factors to it right there. This has got 1, 2, 3. Most chimeras have 3 factors to them. See, the thing about chimeras is that when we go back to ancient Bible text and God started creating the angels of the world, well, not the world, the angels of the universe, the Bible clearly tells you that these angels didn't look like us. They were not human, full human. They actually had some animal factors to them. They were a mixture of all these animals. So that's how angels look. They look like angels probably look something like this guy right here. So they're celestial beings that are not supposed to be here on Earth. All right, and nowadays angels are depicted like this guy right here. But notice that one thing that we really don't think about when we see an angel in paintings or in drawings is that he has wings, similar to that of a dove, a giant's dove, if you want to put them into proportion. So yeah, these wings that he has do not belong to a human being. These are actually depictions of a chimera right here. And you see them in modern day cartoons like X-Men, movies like X-Men, and the chimeras all over the place. We also see them in cartoons. A lot of cartoons have ancient chimeras in them. So let's see what we can find here that also have ancient chimeras in the picture. Alright, there's this picture here that I'm putting into Photoshop right here. It's pictures of an ancient god from the Roman, ancient Greek mythology talked a lot about this type of creatures right here, a goat type of man. This one's name is Pan, so it's a half goat, half human. And once again, the similarities between this guy, and even this people, right, this entities right here, is that they were not your average individual. They had magical powers, they had mind powers, they could control humans. They were actually above a human. So we see a goat nowadays, we see just an animal and we think, oh, it's a stupid animal, doesn't know how to do anything, it just eats, it goes on based on instinct, and it's just eating grass, and it's just there, and we have to herd it. But what happens when you mix them with a human being? All right, you create an individual like this guy right here, and basically they are able to have a different consciousness, open up, and be. Well, basically what we're doing is that we're vibrating back into that oneness, or we're starting to mix back with animals. Eventually we will have creatures that will be mixed with plants, and we will see those, basically the ones you see in Pokemon, are walking like plants that are, yeah, plants with a human and animal. Alright guys, check this out. This right here is fusion. I'm about to put it in perspective in a picture right here. This from Dragon Ball Z, and this is Trunks and Gotenks, and they're doing the fusion dance. When they fuse, the final outcome of that is that they create a stronger, much more capable individual, somebody who is much more stronger by fusing together. That's basically what we're doing when with all this splicing, all this going back into the Chimera human-animal hybrids. We're not creating something that's an animal nor a human. We're, once again, guys, we're fusing into creating an individual or an entity which it does not belong on the earth. So okay, there's another picture of Nimrod, and you see that Assyrian winged genius. Alright, so this guy was a giant human with wings that were not human. Alright, so you see the wings right here, these are not human wings. They belong to some other type of celestial being, but I'll tell you guys that these creatures were much stronger and smarter. Their consciousness was way more open than ours, and they were able to manipulate us through telepathic waves. They could actually fly, teleport, and do all the type of things, cool things that you see on TV with alright, let's check out another picture. And this one right here is of an ancient goat man or satyr. Alright, you guys can see this picture is probably from the Greek mythology, and it's a humanoid. It's got a structure of, it stands up like a human, but we clearly see that he has hooves like a goat. His lower part of the base like a goat, calves like a goat. It's got hair of a goat and the horns of a goat, but it has a face of a human. Alright, that's definitely a mix right there. And once again, what this guy holds in common with the rest of the individuals from the past is that they were not your average individuals. They stood out. Not only did they stand out, they all held the status of a god. So we're talking about creatures that were gods back in the day. And why would we consider someone a god? Of course, if they had power over you. If they had some sort of power over you, if they could somehow be divine to you. These creatures were not your ordinary creatures, guys. These were actually very smart creatures from the past. Alright, let's go look at another picture that I've been looking at the internet. Alright, let's look at this right here. Alright, these right here are also chimeras. But of course, these are the Looney Tunes. Everyone knows the Looney Tunes being broadcasted. Back in the day, I used to watch the Looney Tunes. Thought nothing of them when I saw them. Like, oh wow, look, talking rabbit, so talking duck. That's it. But notice that they all stand like humans. They don't stand on their fours. This guy's wings are all already shaped like an arm. Coyote stands like a human. They all walk in, except for this dude right here. It's kind of like more of a bird. But even this one right here talks. The Tasmanian devil stands like a human. Looks nothing like a real Tasmanian devil. What's happening, guys, is that we are starting to vibrate back into ancient times. That's what's happening. We're now starting to go back into the days when these guys were alive. Whether we like it or not, consciously, we are all starting to see cartoons like this, like Spider-Man, the Looney Tunes. Chimeras are coming back into the picture. So these guys are going to start to manifest sooner or later. And now with the new technology and with what's happening in the world, the scientists are creating human-animal hybrids. With that said, these guys are going to come back. Um, the things that when these guys come back, uh, they're gonna be the portal for demons to come into the world. Okay, because let me explain to you guys why. All right, so all right, let's go back to the other pictures. Not that one, not that one. Not Nimrod. Okay, guys. Not that one. Now to look at that one, I mean, can you guys imagine seeing an individual like that? I mean, really, just imagine watching someone that has a man with the face of an eagle. You're looking right into the eyes of an eagle. You're looking into something that's not natural, like a fly. I mean, I probably have a heart attack. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't be laughing, or I wouldn't be standing in front of it like, oh, look, can you talk? Or no, I'd probably shit my pants and probably start running or something. Or I don't know you guys, but I'm pretty sure that most of us will have some sort of amazement or fear. Right, let's go to this picture right here. Okay. All right, there it is. There it is. The body of a human, the face, the head of an animal. All right, these are the ancients, and they will be coming back. They will be manifesting. That's just how it has to be. And once they're here, okay, we will look at how everyone's looking at him. They're looking at him. This one must have a higher status too. And it's probably a chimera, but it's manifesting more as a human. But look, this is a full natural human right here. And the human is kneeling down to this individual right here, because this individual is being treated as a god. Basically, it has power over the chimera. See, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that God has put a lock in our DNA, in our helix. He has actually put a lock in our DNA helix so that we won't there's a DNA helix right there, so that we won't mess up what he has created, what God has created. Alright, so that we will keep the natural structure, the natural form that he gave us. Alright, now what starts happening is that when we are a small embryo, like where's that article that I had? All right, when you're an embryo, all right, let's look at images of an embryo. Okay, that's an embryo right there. Let's look at this one right here. When you're an embryo, you're in a bag inside of the womb, and you're forming. There's a point in time when you create a spark somewhere around here in your heart or mind right here. That's when the spirit and the soul comes in. And that spirit or soul was particularly made. It's coming from the light that's up there in the sky, from the sun, from the stars. It's coming from up there, because all light sources, everything that's light comes from up there down into here, and it manifests inside in each and every one of us, and it's particularly made to fit a human DNA. Now there's some light that comes down here which is not human. It's made for animals, and it's strictly for animals, and it fits their DNA. It's like a puzzle. It only fits, only light that's meant for us fits a human, and only light that's meant for animals fits an animal embryo. Like this one's probably a reptile, and God has created light that's only for them right here. All right. Now, when you create something that's a half human, half animal, a light for a human does not fit, and a light for a animal's not going to fit that specific structure or that specific creature. But what happens when you create a chimera? All right, what type of light, what type of spirit, what type of soul goes into that chimera? All right. Um, all right. Let me tell you guys what happens once we create a chimera embryo. And what we don't know is that the type of light that comes into the chimera is well, it's not that of a human, and it's not that of a animal. That's the only opportunity for a demon light or a demon entity to go into that creature right there, and that's how demons are going to manifest into Earth. Very something that's very sad. This is something that most people don't know of how humans come into the picture, how humans are able to come into flesh, and that's through an animal human hybrid. And there it is. Look, if that's not a demon right there, then I don't know what that is. All right, and that's how they're gonna manifest, and that's how they're gonna take over. That's how they're gonna be more powerful. They're gonna have way higher form of consciousness. They're gonna be something very horrific, something that's not supposed to be here. All right. So once again, guys, when the chimera embryo is in the womb, the only type of soul or spirit that goes into this type of creatures is a demonic spirit. It's not what God made for a human, and not what God made for an animal. This is something else. This is something's not supposed to happen. All right. All right. So, look, these are scenes from the movie Splice, and of course, they're telling you everything straight out in Splice. How they made half human, half animal, and it was way more powerful than them, smarter, faster. It's just way better in all types of ways. The only thing that's gonna happen is that what they don't tell you is that the spirit that occupies that space is not human nor animal. It's actually a divine spirit or a demon. All right. Now there's good and bad divine creatures, and the ones that want to fall into Earth and occupy 3D spaces are basically demonic, guys. So just watch out for that. It's a lot of things that we don't know. We think that it's kind of cute to see the Looney Tunes right here. We think that, oh wow, it's so funny. It's Looney Tunes are so look at Bugs Bunny. He's really it's just a really funny guy. Look, yeah, that's what we think, but that's not the case. All right, this one right here is Ishtar, fertility god. Also, another thing it has in common. Look, it's got a human head, wings, and it's got the feet of an owl. And this being was said to exist. It's also an ancient text. It's a fertility god, and it was very powerful, and it reigned over human beings. Why? Because it's not a human nor an animal. It's a chimera. It's a demonic creature. It's a manifestation of a divine being, a demon, embodying a body here on Earth. They could actually fly, levitate. They don't even need the wings. The wings are just there for show. They could actually just levitate with their mind. This one right here is Ishtar again. The depiction of Ishtar. Look at the feet. Look at the wings. Man, guys, if you guys think this is gonna be some sort of like advancement in technology, or it's gonna be something that, wow, it's gonna make us like the most advanced, technologically advanced society, and then we're gonna win Nobel prizes for creating a human-animal hybrid. I think most of us are wrong. We're creating our own demise. Another thing I was gonna tell you guys is that well, hold on, let me bring out the pictures. Look, check this, guys. Out. These are all renditions right here that a artist made of how they would look. That's like a pig human, and that doesn't look really nice at all. It doesn't look. It looks kind of weird, and it doesn't look too demonic, but it doesn't look like too attractive either. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and now brings me to my next point. I mean, we're spending so much money in creating this type of beings, chimeras, um, supposedly to farm organs so that we could sell to the people in need of organs. But in reality, I believe we have a different agenda, or the scientists or the government has a different agenda. They really want to just bring about the new world order and bring these demons into existence, so reach a different type of world. Because if we really wanted to help human beings, we would be helping these people right here. Look, we would be going all over the country helping these guys right here. We would be spending our energy and time helping these young kids right here that don't have any money, that are dying, basically mostly because of hunger. Not only that, we're bombing them, we're injecting them with AIDS, viruses that we made in labs, big scientists made in labs. We're not doing anything to help the cause. We're just supposedly we're doing this because we're making human chimeras because we want to help the people with money live longer, and that's very sad because that's not the case. If we really wanted to help, we would help. Look at all these kids right here. Look, we gave them weapons too. Look, there's one person that's trying to help. It's not gonna make a big difference, just one person right there out of many more. But yes, guys, I don't think that we really want to help. Uh, we're basically just a society that has already been defiled. We are making the world drink out of the cup, and like I said, fusion. It's all alchemy. We're fusing back with the animals, and we're trying to make that divine creature. And look at him, it even has horns. The horns of a demon right there. That's a demon. If that's not a devil, then I don't know what the devil is. That's a devil right there. And when it's born, there's no stopping it. But we think this is most of us think this is just a joke. This is like something really serious that we need to look into, because all these scientists and articles saying that we're just getting them for farming. We're making this human chimeras to farm organs so that we can sell. That's a bunch of BS. I'm like, no, that people have to die. We can't live forever. No matter how many organs you buy, you will eventually die. But the truth is that we are trying to bring back all these creatures from the past. And that one right there is not a chimera, but look, that's trying to show Ishtar right there. She's got wings. She's got curvature and boobs, and she's got a nice face. So I mean, she's really attractive. But then she's got the feet of an owl and wings. So I mean, she's not fully human. She was already spliced. She was a being that was a celestial being that came here to intimidate and rule over the world. I mean, somebody with that much power has nothing else to do but rule in this 3D environment. And there it is with Ishtar. That's where we get Easter from. That one right there, like the Easter bunny and the Easter eggs. Ishtar, Easter, that's all it is. It's a pagan holiday, that's a pagan god. Like I said, guys, if we really wanted to help, we would be helping our fellow friends and neighbors, but the ultimate agenda here is to bring these gods that were present back in Babylonian times and Egyptian times, so that the new world order can come in, and we're right in that point in time, guys. So yep, I just want to let you guys know that today's Thursday, February 2nd, 2012, and the reason I did this video was to let you guys know why they're making chimeras, and it's not to plant organs or to create organs to sell. That's just a sidetrack. That's just something that they want to tell you guys to distract you. And the money system is just a BS. It's just paper that's going around. Really what they want to do is bring these ancient gods back into the picture. And it's going to be a totally different world, guys, with half animals and half humans walking around. Well, with that said, I'll let you guys go, and hopefully you guys watch the video, and I'll be making some more information. Anything, just comment below, and I'll see what I can respond, guys. All right.